Good morning, students. Today we are discussing about ninth class biology. In this fourth chapter, plasma membrane. Already previous class I explained some of the topic about plasma membrane. Again we are going to discuss about some more topic about plasma membrane. Now we are in activity 3. In this experiment we should know that about how can we separate the plasma membrane and what are the uses. We can know that clearly. So now first of all, materials and apparatus required. Materials and apparatus required for this experiment. So there will be we need 3 beakers, petri dish, salt, dilute HCl or toilet cleaning acid, 2 equal sized raw eggs, cloth to wipe, and a strip of paper for measurement, and 1 tablespoon. So these are the materials we need to conduct experiment. Now procedure. Keep the raw eggs in diluted HCl or toilet cleaning acid for 4 to 5 hours as shown in the figure. So the first point in this procedure, what we have to do, we have to take the beaker and pour the HCl. Pour the HCl into a beaker, or instead of HCl, toilet cleaning acid, that is phenyl also we can add. So otherwise it is best HCl we have to pour into the beaker. Now leave a raw egg in it. So after pouring HCl into the beaker, and we have to leave the raw egg into a beaker. Now what are the changes which we can see in this? So what happens here? After some time, the outer peel, the white colored strong rigid white layer will be dissolved in the beaker because of we added HCl. So let us next take out that egg, and you have to wash with tap water. Now let us measure the circumference of each egg with a long strip of paper at its widest place and mark on the paper with pen or pencil. So here the circumference, now you have to, the circumference of the egg you have to measure by taking long strip of paper. After that prepare a concentrated salt solution in a beaker. Next we have to prepare in another beaker salt solution, and place 1 egg in the beaker with tap water, place the other in the salt water. Now let us take the 2 beakers. In one of the beaker, so here 2 beakers are there, and this beaker have inside a decelled egg. Decelled egg means the egg does not contain cell. Cell means outer layer. White strong outer layer is called cell. So that cell is removed by dipping in the HCl. So in this also this egg also have without cell, so it is also decelled egg. but in this beaker we have taken a salt solution. Here we taken tap water. So this is the major differences between beaker 5A, beaker 5C and D. So here in this beaker we taken the salt solution, in this beaker we have taken the tap water. But in both beakers have a decelled egg. Now this you have to leave 2 to 4 hours. Take the eggs out and wipe them and measure the circumference with the same strip of paper. Now here by taking a paper, means wrapped swipe paper, means which has strip of paper, and now you have to, after taking out, you have to measure the circumference of this egg, and you have to measure the circumference of this egg by taking strip of paper. Mark on the paper with pen or pencil. Do you find any differences in the circumference? Yes, we can find the circumference of the egg. So the egg placed in the salt water shrinks. So the here most important one in this so here what happens, the egg we kept in the salt solution, it will be shrinks. Why? Because what we kept here salt high concentrated here. This beaker water have high concentration. So in egg low concentration. So that here osmosis occurred. Osmosis means movement of the water molecules from low concentration to high concentration. So low concentration where? In egg. High concentration is where? In the beaker. So that water moves from the egg into the beaker. When the water moves from the egg into the beaker, the egg will be shrink. Means the size of the egg will be decreased. Shrinkage means folding, means the size of the egg will be decreased because of loss of water by the osmosis through the plasma membrane. So here the main important this experiment is water is moving from the egg into the beaker, that is salt solution, through a plasma membrane. Here we kept this egg in the tap water. Tap water have a low concentration and egg have a high concentration. So that here water moves from a beaker into the egg. So that here this egg will be swell, means turgid, because of water entering into the beaker into the egg. So this is the experiment activities in this procedure. What we observe means we have taken 2 decelled eggs in beaker C and beaker that is D. But in beaker C we have poured salt solution, whereas in beaker D we poured water. So here in beaker C what happens, from the egg water goes into the salt solution, whereas in D water enter into the egg. So that here in good morning students. So today we are discussing about 9th class biology, and here we have another activity with us, and lab activity 3, in which how can we separate the egg peel. The egg peel means this layer which is present inner layer of the egg wall. So what we can see that egg, the outermost have this strong and rigid layer. After that below we can see a small thin membrane like structure, that is called plasma membrane. So how can we separate easily from the egg this plasma membrane or semi-permeable membrane or cell membrane? For this we have a activity. So when you break boiled egg, you might have observed. So whenever we taken the boiled egg and observed that after taking out a strong and a rigid layer, below that a thin white color layer you can see that. So that is called plasma membrane. So this is the layer which prevents free entry of materials into the egg. So this membrane act as a semi-permeable membrane. So why? Because already I said it only prevents the entry of material. So it allow only one type of material, particularly solvents. So plasma membrane always allow solvent is which is main water. So here because of allowing only one type of material and one type of material, so now what are the procedure to separate the plasma membrane? And take one raw egg. So let us take the one raw egg, and this is the first point. Take one raw egg, and after taking the raw egg, then you have to keep the raw egg in diluted HCl for 4 to 5 hours. Then after what happens, the raw egg outer cell will be dissolved with by the HCl. So the outer cell of the egg, which is made up of by the calcium carbonate, it is very important. Keep in your mind, the outer cell of egg is made up of by the calcium carbonate. That is the reason it is strong and thick. To remove this thick and strong which is made up by the calcium carbonate, to remove we have to dip in the HCl 4 to 5 hours. So after completion of 5 hours, now wash the eggs under tap water and carefully pierce a pencil and pencil sized hole in. So here now what we have to do here, carefully pierce a pencil sized hole in the egg membrane and drain the contents. So now after removing of outer strongest cell from the egg, now the remain part, which is now by taking this one, take a made a pencil sized hole into this one, and whatever content, mainly egg yolk should be present, yellow colored that part you have to remove. And after that you may see that after sending out from this egg peel, so now this structure we can get. This is the plasma membrane, and then wash this membrane, with the fresh water. Now your semi-permeable membrane is ready. Now this is act as a semi-permeable membrane. So to conduct experiment with this membrane as a plasma membrane or semi-permeable membrane, now let us do these activities. So for this purpose we need a materials and operators. Let us take the two egg membranes by the above methods. 3 beakers, sugar solution, sugar, water, thread, measuring jar and disposable syringes. So take one egg membrane and fill it with 100 ml of standard saturated sugar solution with the syringe. Now tie it mouth with the thread. Measure 100 ml of tap water in beaker. Keep the egg membrane in fresh water beaker. Leave it for overnight. So here in first egg, what we have to do, take egg membrane and inject into that egg membrane by taking syringe and 10 ml of saturated sugar solution we have to take with the syringe, and then you have to tie with the thread. And this after injecting the 10 ml of saturated sugar solution into that plasma membrane, then this one after tying its mouth, and then you have to keep in this setup in beaker which is having 100 ml of water. Then take the second egg peel, that is plasma membrane, and fill it with 100 ml of tap water, 100 ml of tap water, and keep in the saturated sugar 100 ml of sugar solution. Now what are the observations you can find? So now let us discuss about in these figure C and D, what are the important incidents are occurred. Now here in this plasma membrane we have taken 10 ml of sugar solution, 10 ml of sugar solution. In this we taken 10 ml of water, 10 ml of water. In this beaker we taken 100 ml of water. In this beaker we taken 100 ml of sugar solution. So let us take, so in C, in this 100 ml of saturated sugar is there, but here 100 ml of water is there. So here high concentration is there, so that here low concentration is there. So from the low concentration water moves into this plasma membrane. Why? Because here low concentration is there, in the plasma membrane high concentration is there. So water moves from beaker into the plasma membrane. Why? Because here high concentration is there, here low concentration is there. So here only water, here only sugar, so that here high concentration. So osmosis definition is what? Movement of the molecules, water molecules from low concentration to high concentration. So here high concentration is there, here low concentration is there, so that here from the water move from beaker into the plasma membrane. So that is the reason this plasma membrane will be size will be increases. Whereas in D beaker, here this plasma membrane is filled with a 10 ml of water, 10 ml of 10 ml of water. Here 100 ml of sugar solution, sugar. So here high concentration is there, here low concentration is there inside. So water move from low concentration to high, means water moves from plasma membrane into the beaker, so that it will be, the size will be decreases. Why? Because it lost the water. So now you can see that here so this, the size of this plasma membrane will be increased, whereas the size of plasma membrane will be decreased, shrinks. So shrinkage, why? Because we kept in highly concentrated beaker, here low concentration, so that low concentration to high concentration is moved. So in this way we can conclude the osmosis. The definition of the osmosis is the movement of the water molecules from low concentration to high concentration, wherever in two media, this media and this media. So this is you have to keep in your mind. So now we are discussing about importance of the importance of osmosis, importance of osmosis to living organism. So now we are discussing about importance of osmosis to living organisms. So the first point is water enters the roots through osmosis. Most important point, which is how can plants absorb the water? This is the question, keep in your mind. So plants absorb the water by the roots through the osmosis, by which process? It is most important. So whenever whoever asks the question, how can plants absorb the water, means by the roots and other parts, but which process, means osmosis. This is the first point regarding to the osmosis. And the second point, water moves between the cells through osmosis. Here mainly after entering into the cell, the water must to reach and each and every cell, so that from to cell, from this cell to this cell, water moves through the osmosis. And the next third point, it helps in opening and closing of stomata. So we know that plants, whatever excessive water send outside, so by observation, so here mainly the opening plants leaves and other parts also have a natural pores are called stomata. So stomata have two cells are called guard cells, through in which water from the guard cells water is leave out. So in this way here osmosis is occurred. Next go to that another point, and it brings about the movement of water and minerals in certain plants. So through the osmosis water move enter the plant body, so that each and every cell receives the water and minerals. Next another point, in our body waste materials are filtered from the blood. Very important, whatever we taken after consumed, the waste remaining excreted material are filtered by this process osmosis. Next, in our body useful materials are absorbed along with the water through osmosis. So whatever important materials are there, these are also absorbed by a process is called osmosis. Once you have to keep in your mind what is the importance of osmosis, and the first point is water enter enters through roots by the osmosis. Water moves between the cells through osmosis. It helps in opening and closing of stomata. It brings about movement of water and minerals in certain plants. So in our body waste materials are filtered. In our body useful materials are absorbed through osmosis. Next another important one, now diffusion. Now we are discussing diffusion. This is also a physiological process by which water moves from high concentration to low concentration. So diffusion definition, the movement of the water from high concentration to low concentration till the both concentration become equal. Now let us this diffusion is, we can observe that in our surrounding also, we can see that in our surrounding also. For example, whenever if we open the scent bottle in one corner in one place, this scent smell is spread quickly entire room, and whatever we prepared in the kitchen, the spicy food material, that smell will be spread entire room where the cooking from there it spread entire. So here the smell is coming mainly high concentration to low concentration it moves. So how does the smell spread in the room? This is also we can see that is the smell spreading uniformly in the entire room? Yes, the smell of the scent will be spread in uniformity. Can you reach the scent bottle if you are blind and blindfolded? Yes, we can reach easily by smelling it. So that here another important when blindfolded, how you are able to locate the scent bottle, and by the smell only. Can you give any other such examples? And by observing smell we can reach the items wherever they are. So there are other processes in which substances move in a medium. Let us study that. This is important. Do you know that 3/4 of the earth is covered with oceans? We know that. Means if 70% water and 30% land is there, so through plenty of water is there, we cannot use it since it is salty. So we know that all oceans are they are filled with water, but in the same way they contain the salty water, so that we unable to drink. So how can, mainly here which is how can salt is prepared, means here by the reverse osmosis. So here the main important, how can by the reverse osmosis process salt is prepared from the ocean. Now diffusion with coffee powder. So this experiment with coffee powder, let us take a bowl of water and prepare a small bowl of coffee powder, slowly put in the water, observe that what happens. So write a note on it. So here when you take the solid particles of a coffee powder and when you take a bowl of water, whenever we leave in it, it will be slowly dissolve, and that particle will be spread. The color of that particle we can see easily spreading off in that bowl. So a small particle you have to take and leave in a bowl which is contain the water. This small particle of coffee and slowly it will be dissolved and spread entire the bowl. This is also best example for osmosis. And putting the pinch of coffee powder first and adding water slowly. So pouring hot water on the pinch of coffee powder. So let list your observations for. So we can do these experiments easily. And diffusion experiment, very simple. Take a wide bowl and pour the water and take the particles of coffee powder and leave one particle into that bowl, and it will be slowly goes at the bottom of the bowl, and it will be dissolved slowly and spread the color of the water after some of the time. So this is called osmosis. Next, another experiment we can by the KMnO4, potassium permanganate crystals. Potassium permanganate, this is the best experiment which we conduct to prove the diffusion. Take a beaker and pour the water and take a potassium permanganate crystals and leave in it, and they may so So these potassium permanganate crystals, we have to leave one potassium permanganate crystal you have to leave in the beaker. It will be goes to the bottom of the. So now here now I can show that now this experiment. Now take a beaker and pour the water and leave the KMnO4 and it will be goes bottom So now after taking beaker and pour the water up to and leave the KMnO4, it goes to bottom and dissolve and spread entire the beaker, and water which comes in turns into a pink color. Total water, first of all the pink color we can see at the bottom of the beaker, and later it spread after time, it will be spread entire the beaker. So total water of the beaker turns into a pink color. Here water is moving from high concentration to low concentration, so till the both concentration become equal. So this is called diffusion. And activities also we can do by taking potassium permanganate. And diffusion, there are other process also we can study. Mainly here one of the scientists they given, Thomas Graham, Scottish physical chemist, worked on diffusion of gases. Graham measured the rate of diffusion of gases, also studied about diffusion of substances in solutions. He had inferred that a more soluble substances in a medium diffuse faster than less soluble substances. This popularly known as Graham's law of diffusion. So here the Graham's law of diffusion stated that the substances which dissolve fastly, they can move easily. The substances which cannot dissolve fastly or dissolve slowly, they can move slowly. So smoothest substances will move fastly, strongest substances will move slowly. So the movement of the substances depending on the nature of the substances, that is explained by the Graham's law by the Thomas Graham, Scottish scientist. Now we have about dialysis, and the main important about osmosis. We can by the reverse osmosis we can prepare the filter water, and by the osmosis dialysis, this dialysis was first carried out by the Dr. William Koff. He is a physician, and he conducted in 1947 the dialysis mission. Dialysis is a Greek word. Dia means through, lysis means splitting. So the dialysis mission first was followed by and prepared by, practiced by William Koff. So another important one, different solutions on blood cells. So when the animal cells which are without a cell wall like that of a plant cell undergo drastic changes when placed in different types of solution. So when red blood cells are placed, and the hypertonic solution shrinks the red blood cells or hypertonic solution like distilled water, swell and burst. Point to be remembered, the animal cell if kept in hypotonic solution will burst due to lack of cell wall. So the plant cell will not burst due to the presence of cell wall. So here most important here two solutions are there, hypertonic and hypotonic. Hypertonic means when you take a so let us take two technical terms, hypertonic and hypotonic. Hypertonic solution means, for example, here in this beaker we taken the sugar solution. Now in another beaker we taken the water. So this is the hypertonic solution, this is the hypotonic solution. So whenever we dip a cell or blood cell, here what happened, this is the high concentration, so that water moves from cell into the beaker, here so that cell will be flaccid condition. Here when we kept a cell, blood cell, because of here low concentration, here high concentration, water is moves into the blood cell, so cell will be bulged out. So in this way, when we kept in hypertonic and hypotonic solution, this osmosis is protecting some of the cells which are present in our body. So another important one, so whenever taken the spicy food, whenever we taken the spicy drinks, and immediately we get thirsty. Why? Because we have taken the salt and highly concentrated food, so we prefer to drink the water which is low concentration. So we are taking the high concentrated food so that we get thirsty. Whenever we take in the water, it will be equal. So this is also example for osmosis. And next another one here, pickles. It is very important, importance of the osmosis. Preserved and sugared food materials. So here also we can preserve the pickles while preparing the pickles. After we keeping a bowl, after that to keep long days, this pickle we have to add more salt on the surface of that pickle, because of high we can keep the high concentration, so that no insects should come contact and spoil it. Why? Because on the surface of the pickle we added the sugar, so sugar high concentration. Whenever insect comes contact on that pickle, because of high concentration from the insect, the total liquid part means immediately what happens, the content of the insect should come out, so that insect will be die, the harmful germs also will be die, so that pickles will be preserved long days. In this also, which one is hidden means osmosis. You have to keep in your mind the importance of the osmosis here. There will be, we can preserve the pickles, and also whenever we thirsty we get the water, that is also. And also importance we studied in blood cells.